I'm delighted to have with me Roger Bolton, who's a contributor to was a contributor to the LSE study and also now to the latest study. Roger, good afternoon. You've got the book in front of you in proof form there. Would you like to pick out two or three ideas to comment on?
Well, it's certainly read, isn't it? So congratulations on that. I think that the danger of books like this, I think, is that they get out of date very quickly, and too many people who you talk to in these things have glorious past and inglorious futures. I think I'm one of them. Maybe I didn't have such a glorious past. So there's a danger of looking at the past in terms of a golden age, and I don't believe golden ages ever existed. What I do believe, however, in this book is that there are some very perceptive analyses of what seems to be about to happen to British broadcasting, and it's very unpleasant reading in that sense. I think Peter Ibbetson's interview is particularly good in looking at the state of the independent sector. Most indies lie. They lie about their profitability, they lie about their success, and they lie to commissioning editors about what they can do, because they're involved in it, most of them, outside of entertainment, in a desperate struggle to survive with very low margins. And as a result, they don't have the self-confidence and they don't have the financial backing often, and therefore don't have the courage to stand in front of commissioning editors and others and tell them they're wrong, their assumptions are wrong, and they can't deliver. And all the pressures are on you to promise to deliver more than you can, and above all to cater to the prejudices, well informed or not, of the commissioning editor. So I think that Peter's got that spot on. He says here in particular there are two pressures, when these financial pressures. First, at the pitch level, to oversell an idea to get it accepted. Second, at the execution level, to do whatever it takes to meet expectations. And the expectations are, of course, the commissioning editor. The thing about a program that you make as independent is you make a good program, perhaps there's no guarantee of getting another commission. The person who controls the power and the future of your company is a commissioning editor. Unless you have such a successful program with such large audiences that the commissioning editor just has to commission you whatever happens. Unless you're like that, and that doesn't apply in the factual area and doesn't apply in the investigative area, then in the end, you are a suitor at the court of the commissioning editor.
Do you think that today's indies could ever have produced Death on the Rock?
I think it would be very difficult. I think someone could do Death on the Rock again, but Death on the Rock was made fundamentally because, it was made fundamentally because we managed to get the producers, the editor, me, the broadcaster lined up with us, and then there was an overall, the IBA, the Independent Broadcasting Authority, prepared in the end to agree to it being broadcast. Because at that stage, of course, there were two things going on there. One, the IBA would have had to. No, I've got that all wrong. Hold on. Let me redo that again. Could it have been done again? The problem about doing something about Death on the Rock is, first of all, that you have to commit massive resources without knowing what the result is. Secondly, when you've made that program, you have to face the onslaught of the government, Mrs. Thatcher's government in that case, and associated newspapers and others hangers-on who want to curry favour with her. You have to have enough people prepared to stand up for that. In the end, Thames did, but then Thames lost its franchise. Perhaps as a result of that, perhaps not. But it's not an encouraging precedent. In terms of the BBC, that's very vulnerable. Does it wish to end the government? The investigative programmes that cause most trouble are those about government, the existing authorities, and about those areas which go to the heart of the nature of our democracy. So in Northern Ireland, where the argument was Northern Ireland part of the UK or not, the very existence of the UK was at stake, or thought to be, that's where the tensions came. With the BBC, it has the money, it has the resources, it has the stated commitment, but it has the vulnerability of needing government to agree the licence fee, needing the government, to to renew its charter. When you come to ITV in those days they were dependent upon the government allocating the right to broadcast. Now it's essentially in the hand of independents who have virtually no significant financial security, who, if they take risks and offend government, may well be cut loose by the broadcasters. It's much more difficult to do it. It depends crucially not so much on the programme makers but on the commissioners. If you have, and I think you still have at Channel 4, some people who are prepared to stand up for this sort of programming, it will survive to a degree. Whether it will survive in the BBC is a very, very big question. And I don't see it at all existing in ITV.